It was almost midnight when the power went out. The whole town went dark. No streetlights, no hum of life, just wind howling through the trees. But from one small house at the end of Maple Street, there was still light. A single, flickering flame. Through the rain-spattered window, you could see her, an old woman, sitting by herself at the table. Her hands were wrinkled, steady, holding a little oil lamp that glowed like a heartbeat in the dark. Neighbors said she'd live there forever, always smiling, always calm, no matter what storm rolled through. And that night, when the world outside felt cold and lost, her house looked warm, alive. No one knew what kept that light burning, or what story lived behind that quiet smile, but they were about to find out, because sometimes, the smallest flame can outshine the darkest night. The next morning, a young woman showed up at her door, eyes red, mascara smudged, like she hadn't slept in days. "Ma'am," she said quietly, "how do you do it? You always look peaceful, even when everything goes wrong." The old woman just smiled, motioned her inside, and poured 2 mugs of tea. Steam rose between them like a soft curtain. "Honey," she said, "peace isn't about what happens out there. It's about what you carry in here." She tapped her chest gently. The young woman frowned. "That sounds nice, but I don't get it. How can you be happy when life keeps breaking things?" The old woman looked at her lamp, still glowing faintly in the daylight. "I'll tell you a story," she said, "but you gotta promise to really listen." And right there, between the quiet ticking of the clock and the scent of old wood, the story began. "When I was young," the old woman began, "I had everything that made life sweet: a husband who laughed loud, kids who filled the house with noise, and dreams that fit in a small kitchen." Her eyes softened. "But life doesn't always play fair." She told the young woman how sickness came like a thief in the night, how her husband's laugh faded to silence, how the house that once rang with joy turned cold. "I thought my heart was done," she said. "I'd sit in this same chair and just stare at the dark." The young woman swallowed hard. "So what changed?" The old woman smiled faintly. "One morning lit this lamp, just to see a little light, and for the first time, I realized I could still choose to shine. I started small," she said softly. "Each morning, I'd light that lamp and promise myself one reason to smile. Some days, it was the sunrise sneaking through the blinds. Other days, it was a bird landing on the fence or a kind word from a stranger at the store. Little things, but they added up. I couldn't stop the storms," she said, "but I could choose how to walk through them." The young woman listened, tears gathering in her eyes. She wasn't just hearing a story anymore, she was seeing herself in it. And for the first time in a long time, she felt a little light too. Days later, the power went out again. Darkness swallowed the street, just like before, but this time, there were 2 windows glowing. The young woman had lit her own little lamp. She whispered the same words the old woman once had. "This is a new day. I'll find one reason to smile." And something clicked inside her. It wasn't about pretending everything was fine. It was about remembering that even in the dark, she still had light. The storm outside kept raging, but her heart stayed warm. And from across the street, the old woman smiled, because she knew the flame had been passed on. Some folks think happiness shows up when life finally gets easy, but the truth, it begins when we stop waiting for the world to fix itself, and start tending to the light inside us. Storms will come, people will leave, plans will fall apart, but peace, real peace, doesn't depend on any of that. It lives quietly in those who choose to see beauty, even on the hard days. So tonight, if life feels heavy, light a small flame. Maybe it's a candle, maybe it's a prayer, maybe it's just a breath of gratitude. Because that's how the light begins, not outside you, but within you. If this story touched you, share it with someone who could use a little light tonight. And tell me in the comments, what's your reason to smile today?